Hey gang, how's it going? Going to run a little bit different avenue today. Number one, obviously you can see I'm inside the house. And number two, I had a couple of buddies reach out to me the other day. They enjoy watching my videos and get excited when new ones are uploaded. I couldn't imagine that. I figured anybody who watched these things were just a glutton for punishment. But nonetheless, I wanted to give a big shout out to John and J.J. and let them know that I appreciate them reaching out to me and letting me know that they enjoy them, and look forward to seeing when new ones are uploaded. So I will do the best I can to keep bringing stuff to you guys. So, but they are a couple stand-up guys, so I just wanted to acknowledge them. But what I got going on today, whenever I'm not outside working on vehicles, I'm inside working on, well, sorts of vehicles. What I'm dealing with this time around is this is a BullHead, which I've got a couple different Clod Busters and a couple different BullHeads. My deal is RC trucks. I started out with nitro stampedes, and it's kind of grown into this. My youngest son are into these pretty hot and heavy too, so between us we've got too many trucks, my wife thinks. But nonetheless, what I am dealing with is I wanted to go above and beyond just a regular Clod Buster or BullHead, and if some of you people are familiar with these things, you know of these Jumbo Kong tires that you can get for these things. So what I done is I found a set. Typically these things are very expensive, and I mean, come on, who wouldn't want a set of these things for their trucks? I mean, these things are just awesome. But these things are very expensive to obtain, and I stumbled across this set I got for really pretty darn cheap. The difference is the hex mounting in here for the axles. Clod Busters are 12 millimeter. These are a 13 millimeter. So basically, which you have to get wheel wideners anyway, just because these things are so stinking big. Which actually, let me grab one of my other tires here and just show you a comparison of the massive difference in the size of these things. I mean, width and especially height is just awesome. So you need wheel wideners just so you can clear the chassis, or you just wouldn't be able to turn. So with having the wheel wideners, that allowed me the benefit of being able to make the adaptation for the 12 to 13 millimeter. Now unfortunately they don't just make the 12 to a 13 adapter, so which in my absolute worthlessness is not that big of a deal, because well, I'm pretty pathetic and I'll sit there and waste the time, whatever it takes, to achieve what I want. Unfortunately, what that means is here are these adapters, and they have these nuts that you can spin out and adjust the depth, which truly was not their original intention, but they work for me. So here is the original 17 millimeter, and here is my altered 13 millimeter. So you can see the difference between the two sizes. Yes, I make this from this, and how I achieve that is with a double cut file, which it's a standard file, but the orientation of the grooves on the file, they're crossed, which makes it cut both directions instead of just one-sided cutting. So you can essentially cut twice as fast. But to make these things the perfect size, and you gotta get this thing in here straight. Yeah, it does take a lot of effort to get this to get these things filed down and to get the size that you want and need. And then you got to make sure this thing is down in here completely straight and square, because obviously it's going to cause your wheel to run all kinds of crazy and funny if it's not. But it looks pretty good. Alright, anyway, so, but what I have done to get it to that point is I have my file here, it's double cut, and basically I take, it's anodized, so basically how it goes is you just sit here and I keep trying to lose myself here in my explanation. Basically what it takes to get down from the 17 to the 13 millimeter is every one of these hexes, which there's 6 of these daggone things, I do 100 per side, and once I've gone all the way around, then I will take a Sharpie and color it in because it will look aluminum. I go through and color them all black. That way I can start the process over and do 100 cuts on each hex. And as the end result, it takes 700 per hex to get it down to this 13 millimeter. So, and as you can see, it's a tight fit. This won't just come out on its own. So, but I'll go ahead and do one of these sides real quick just to show you how painstaking it is. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So, by the time that's done, you've not made nowhere near enough progress. But anyway, that's just how painful it goes. Anyhow, so as an end result, you get this wheel widener adapted to this. So once you get far enough along, and I'm also going to say that whenever you put these Jumbo Kong tires on a factory chassis Clod Buster, it just doesn't look right. They're so close together and whatnot. So then once you start doing that, then you talk yourself into highly modifying the truck. Oops. Just so it looks right. Just so it looks awesome. Looks better. So, alright. We need to slide our 12 millimeter hex on there. Then we got to put our wheel and widener on there. And we got our nut. Little nut in there. So, once you've got them done, of course, obviously, I don't have that last one done because I was just demonstrating it to you. So, let me, oh, yeah, get my fourth tire here just to set up underneath of it so it'll sit here level. This, it's just awesome, isn't it? It's just absolutely awesome. Look at this thing. The size of it, of course, like I was saying, it causes you to start, when you make one modification, then you start making another modification, and the next thing you know, you've just got a whole custom built truck just because it looks all proportionate and it looks awesome. But to accommodate all this stuff, which it still has four-wheel steering, and I actually have gone in here into these axles and modified these stops and the servo so I can get this exaggerated steering, because if not, it would take this thing the entire freaking driveway to turn around, and I have a large driveway. But nonetheless, once you start making a modification, then you make another modification, and I ended up having to make this chassis, which then I ended up to run this stock bullhead body. I had to make the body mounts, and then I had to make this bumper mount. So yeah, I mean, thank God I really truly enjoy doing this kind of stuff. If not, I'd have gotten burnout and given it up a long time ago. But now I want to show you the cross between this exaggerated truck here and the stock ones. Look at this size difference. I mean, it's just awesome. You can't, yeah, I mean, why would you want to run stock whenever you can run awesome? I mean, truly, come on. But anyway, that's what I spend some of my time doing, playing with, wasting my time, whatever you want to call it. This is just stuff I enjoy whenever I'm not out actually working on vehicles. And I can go ahead and show you my son's truck that he's building right now. It's a Crawford Gauntlet chassis. Of course, he has gotten into this bogger look. He just loves these boggers. Of course, he's running a rear lockout steering on the back, and he's got the steering in the front, which he's not modified his steering stops, so he's got limited. But yeah, I always have to modify everything. I just can't leave things. But anyway, this is one that he's been building and working on for a while. This little guy here is a truck. I didn't build it. Really didn't have any part in this one. I stumbled across this one on eBay, and this yeah, this truck, it has the four-wheel independent steering. It's set up for a rock crawler. It's got the bigger wheels and tires on it. This actually has all aluminum axle housing, axles. Yeah, this thing, whenever I seen it listed, I didn't realize exactly what it was. The guy that had it listed, I don't think had any idea what he had, just because of the way it was listed. nobody even bid on the thing. Like I said, I didn't even realize what it was. I just threw a bid in there on it, ended up winning it, and whenever I drug this thing out of the box, I was totally blown away because, yeah, this is, yeah, this thing is worth about 6 times more than I paid for it. But anyway, what's so awesome about this thing is, and makes it a rock crawler, is look at the articulation of this thing. Rear tire is just now sitting right there. This thing is so awesome. This thing has so much articulation that you can put it in full turn and start giving it throttle, and you can actually get it to flip itself over. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I ended up giving this to my son as a present because he wanted a rock crawler, and it just happened to be the time that I stumbled upon it. And like I said, I actually didn't even expect to win that thing in that eBay auction, but I did. So there it is. And my truck, which I'll show you this one, because I'm not going to waste the effort and show you all of them just because. And yes, there are more, but I set mine up because I like to be like true monster trucks, because, well, I have a monster truck obsession. But and yes, this battery doesn't belong on this one, but we make it work. This is just for a little bit of show and tell anyway. But what I like to do is I set mine up realistic. With that being the case, which hopefully you can see this pretty good, let's see. Okay, so what I can do is I have this set up where I can do rear steering only, or I can do 4-wheel steering. And again, this one has stops that are gone. This actually has the widened aluminum axles on it. So, but rear steer, 4-wheel steering, I can do crab, and then I can do front steering only, which my son is actually super jealous because I can control mine this way, and he can't. Even that rock crawler, he just can't do it. So that makes him super jealous because, well, I run Spectrum remotes. He has one as well, but mine is the DX4S. His is the DX4C, I think, and it just doesn't have the capability to switch between all these modes. It can only do 2 different modes. So we've got his set up to where he can do the 4-wheel steering, or he can do the crab, and that's it. He can't switch between front or rear. But anyway, that's my toys, some of his toys, some of the stuff I do to entertain myself whenever it's not worth going outside, or whenever we go camping. We take these things along camping with us as well. So, yeah, here's the boys' remote. It's not quite as sophisticated as mine, which makes him jealous. And I guess to finish this little video up, actually, you can probably see I've got all these extra wheels and tires, and I've actually got multiple spare axles. I actually am going to start building a 6x6x6, and it's going to have dual rear wheels on the rear 2 axles. So it's probably going to be stupid big, stupid heavy, stupid. But it's just something I decided I want to try to do, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'll probably drag you guys along on that and start videoing that process and documenting the whole thing and see where it goes, because I'm going to custom build my own chassis and everything. So I'll bring you guys along on that as well. But anyway, there's my pathetic life outside of working on vehicles, or yeah, so anything I do, working on vehicles, transfers, yeah. So if you got any questions, comments, shoot them out there. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, because, well, as you've now seen, I don't just have the hobby of working on cars and just showing transfers. I show other kinds of stuff. And I've got, I got all kinds of stuff to bring to you guys. So there you go. So y'all have a good one. I'll catch you later on.